If you teach marketing and sales, this post is for you. We'll review some of the key trends in teaching the discipline according to the 2025 conference of the Marketing Management Association. Hi, I'm Dr. Carlos Valdez, founder and director of mercadotecniaventas.com, an educational portal where 90% of our content is free. Our mission is to educate and inspire students, academics, and professionals in the areas of marketing and sales through innovative and practical content, developing essential skills for value creation. This is a special video audio blog post dedicated to academia, so let's get started. This post is not intended to be a summary of the conference or a news report, but rather to share ideas that caught my attention as an educator with nearly 30 years in the discipline. So all of my comments carry my personal bias and subjectivity. What I do hope is that these ideas will also resonate with colleagues who are looking to continue growing as educators. Number one, the conference. First, I want to highlight the conference itself. There are many conferences on research and teaching of the discipline in the United States. All of them are attractive simply because they help advance the discipline in knowledge and contribution to society. However, each one is different and has its own competitive advantages. The association managed two academic research journals, the Journal of Advancement in Marketing Education, dedicated to marketing pedagogy, and the Marketing Management Journal, dedicated to applied marketing. Therefore, the conference is an excellent space to present research and receive feedback with the possibility of publishing in either of these journals. The conference is very well organized and has a strong atmosphere of camaraderie. I encourage colleagues to consider it as a strong option to present your research. Number two, academic trends. The first trend is obvious and has been since November of 2022, artificial intelligence. In 2025, there is no doubt anymore. It's something that we must learn, use, and teach our students who are already using it themselves, and business have demanded from the start. Everyone is at different stages, from light use to advanced user, both in academia and in business. But clearly, we are living in the age of AI. Several presentations show how it's already being used in classroom, content creation, brainstorming, research, analysis, literally in every area of the discipline. Many platforms were mentioned, but ChatGPT from OpenAI remains the most widely used. Second trend, preparing students for the employment challenge. This conversation includes several points, from AI to proving the value graduates can bring, to helping students become aware of their own value so they can promote themselves better. Even before AI, there was an issue of people claiming to do marketing while only covering one small area of the discipline. Now with AI, this issue has intensified. In my words, perhaps we must reposition the discipline for today's era and the last 20 years, where technological impact has been rapid and will continue to do. The third trend, to my pleasant surprise, is the importance of soft skills. I have been a firm believer in soft skills, having taught them for the last 10 years in a unique initiative I have never seen at another university. As a department and program, we collectively decide which soft skills we want to teach and how we will intentionally and measurably integrate them into each class. My program is Integrated Business at the University of Central Florida in Orlando, and my course is Integrated Marketing and Sales. So it was very rewarding to see soft skills recognized and intentionally taught. This also connects to the previous point, helping students get jobs. Employers want graduates to already possess soft skills because they don't have time to train them on soft skills. And that responsibility falls on us, the academician. Fourth trend, closely related to all the previous ones and the reason for my attendance to the conference, LinkedIn. Several presentations emphasize the importance of teaching and motivating students to use the platform. For the past 5 years, my research has focused on personal branding on LinkedIn. The project I present, developed with Dr. Jorge Villegas, Dr. Dave Penn, and Iona Martina, tested the most relevant theories in personal branding and how user activity on LinkedIn impacts results. As an outcome, we developed a LinkedIn usage scale that was very well received, but that's a topic for another post. Number 3, trends in teaching professional B2B sales. This session was a panel with 3 professors in the sales field. The trends in sales education highlight AI once again, but also soft skills and the importance of teaching students with a vision of how they will progress, from sales executives to account managers and later to sales managers. They point out that we usually focus on the sales process itself, but not on career evolution. Much of the content we use is geared towards the second level, like account management, and not necessarily for the entry-level position that gets students into a company in the first place. I see professional sales as operating on 2 levels. First, the basic and traditional concepts that still work today, such as the sales process, and 2, technology and how the new advancements for professionals, academics, and students to learn both the theory and how to apply it with today's tools. The panel suggested that in order not to fail in the trap of teaching technology that quickly becomes obsolete, we should expose the students to the most widely used tools beyond AI. They agreed that this should include a customer relationship management software, especially Salesforce or HubSpot CRM. The idea is not to teach the technical details, but rather what these tools are, what they are for, and how to use them strategically. Companies already provide tutorials, training, and certifications which motivated students can complete to increase their value to employers. My colleague Alfred Wiffen, with more than 40 years of professional sales experience, and we revamped our integrated marketing and sales course, where 80% of the content is B2B. One of our strategies is to dedicate a session where the students in teams, they do research about marketing technologies, MarTech, that can be used in the sales process. We specifically ask them not to simply say Salesforce for everything, but to explore diverse options. This has helped expose the students to new technologies while also keeping us up to date with current tools. Number 4, recommendations from editors of academic research journals. One of the most attractive parts of any research conference is the editors' panels, where they share recommendations on the best and worst practices to increase the chances of publication. At this particular conference, it was very rewarding for me not only to attend these panels, but also to participate in special sessions where the editors of the Journal of Advancement in Marketing Education and Marketing Management Journal gave in-depth advice to help faculty improve their odds of publishing successfully. The first panel included Jim Blair, editor of Journal of Consumer Marketing, Anjala Christian, editor of Journal of Market Analytics, Laura Munoz, editor of Marketing Management Journal, and Brian Rutherford, editor of Journal of Personal Selling and Sales Management. General recommendations: avoid using student samples. Qualitative studies are welcome if done rigorously. While the 3-study paper trend is common, it's not a strict requirement. You can still submit papers with 1 study or 2. Jim Blair advised against using the 3 entered samples to meet that requirement, as they not truly count as 3 different studies. And Brian Rutherford noted that editors need our support as educators as reviewers. He pointed out that it reflects poorly if an editor asks you to review 3 times and you always decline, only to later try to publish it in that journal. Jim Blair also recommends getting involved as a reviewer, since the process helps you to grow as a researcher and eventually as an editor. I asked the panel about using AI for qualitative research with large samples, and the unanimous answer was no to any use of AI in research analysis. The second panel included Anjala Christian, Journal of Marketing Education, Mark Lin, Marketing Education Review, Brooke Reeve, Journal of Advancement of Marketing Education, and Adrian Wallace, Journal of Public Relations Education. These are leading journals in marketing pedagogy. They explain how their focus differ. For example, the Journal of Marketing Education addresses pedagogy but also broader academic issues, while the Journal of Advancement in Marketing Education is beginning to accept case studies. I asked what topics we as researchers are not covering, but that editors would like to see. Adrian Wallace commented that we are currently facing a saturation of AI research. She would like to see more studies on leadership, an important but unexplored area. Brooke Reeve shared that Journal of Advancement in Marketing Education is moving toward not only accepting cases, but also theoretical and intellectual discussion papers. She also noted that they are working to index all articles in Scopus, which will drastically increase visibility and citations for authors. Another important point was their commitment to remaining independent and not partnering with a major publishing house. This independence for the Journal of Advancement in Marketing Education allows them to make articles freely accessible online immediately upon acceptance and revision. Brooke also mentioned she would like to see a meta-analysis on marketing pedagogy. And number 5, recommendations for submitting research articles to academic journals by Dr. Laura Munoz, editor of Marketing Management Journal. Laura Munoz shared 5 strategies to increase the social capital of marketing and sales professors through research. Number 1, alignment with the journal's focus. She recommends carefully reading the journal's aim and scope to ensure your proposal makes a meaningful contribution to both the theory and practice to the discipline. Follow formatting guidelines carefully. Use the correct style, APA or Harvard. Include all required sections, abstract, keywords, reference, figures, and tables. Very important, remove any information that may reveal author's identity, like, for example, stating where the sample was collected. And finally, she advised, for this point, investing in software to check grammar. Number 3, develop a strong conceptual or empirical contribution. She suggests selling your paper from the introduction by clearly stating 3 contributions or reasons why the paper is important, and then revisiting them in the conclusion. For conceptual articles, she proposed new theoretical frameworks or paradigms based on a broader review of the literature. And for empirical articles, she recommends use a robust methodology with well-defined constructs. Number 4, justify and validate your methodology. Munoz emphasized transparency and replicability, demonstrating validity and reliability, and applying the appropriate statistical techniques. And number 5, additional recommendations, like, for example, include articles from the journal itself in your literature to review. Treat your data as an investment that pays dividends. That means collect variables that allow you to develop multiple articles and use them, the same data set, for 3 or 4 years. Always present your research at a conference first and then submit it to a journal for publication. And remember that research is teamwork, so invite colleagues to be co-authors. In conclusion, before I conclude, I would like to thank the conference sponsors: Integrated Simulations, Marketplace Simulations, Hubro Simulations, Strack Simulations, K9, Novella, Cengage, Pearson, and Stuken. Thank you for supporting marketing education. Academic conference should, whenever possible, be an important element in the life of every scholar. They keep us updated on the latest trends in the discipline and help expand our professional networks. This is especially true for academics whose job responsibilities include research. The annual conference of the Marketing Management Association is an excellent intellectual alternative that any colleague in the discipline will enjoy and find highly valuable. I will close by reminding you that 90% of our content in mercadeinventas.com is free. Also, when you start working in marketing, I recommend the Red Manual for Marketing and Sales Coordinators. It's not just a book, it's a manual and a practical guide to help you remember the most important topics in marketing and how to apply them with artificial intelligence. I wish you a great success in your academic and research career. And remember, marketing and sales, we always need to generate value. Thank you, and until next time.